Hey, what's up, guys? It is OGC here. We're going to talk about speculations for patch 1.21.02. This is coming out on May 7th at 1 a.m. UTC. It's going to be about a 2-hour maintenance according to Art of Conquest. So there's going to be a ton of changes going on. First and foremost, if you have not been saving up your building rush, start hopping on that because you'll want to start saving up your building rush because there's a lot going on here. There is a lot going on. So let me just get some background stuff going on. That way you can look at that instead of my beautiful face. And so the first major thing that stands out to me that I notice is I did the wrong skill there. The first major thing is going to be upon reaching castle level 20, you can now enlighten your troops. That whole process will be new. It will be fun to look at and see what we can do. Oops, I'll have to edit that portion out. It will be new. We'll have to check that stuff out, and yeah, it should be pretty awesome. I don't know too much about it personally, just because I don't look at things on the test server. I only look at what's here and now. The next thing is that there are going to be scrolls that you can get to enlighten your troops. They're going to come mostly when you do Victory Road, Dragon Rays, activity rewards, etc. The next big change is your stronghold level limit. So your castle, right now castles go up to level 40. That's going to be extended to 45. This is going to be a big deal. If you're an older player and you've been castle level 40 for a while, this is all of a sudden going to change the game for you because for so long we have forgotten what it's like to have to level up. If somebody has a couple of castle levels on you and they have a higher level troop, in this case they'll have level 14 troops versus your level 13. That's a very big disadvantage. Back in the day, it used to be that if you were like castle level 20 and somebody that's castle level 25 attacks you, the guy that's level 25 is going to beat you, hands down, pretty much every time. So that is a big deal. That's why Chancellor, if you pay attention to things, Chancellor, that spot is all of a sudden people are going to want that for like the first time ever if you're on a max out server. I put in for that for the following week. As far as how the other castle buildings, like the alchemy research and anything else, which ones release first? Do you have to level up to level 41 to get any new buildings? I don't know. Again, I don't go based off of what I see on the test servers. I try and go only based off of what's in the game. Hero in Dragons will also be able to go up higher. For the hero level, it used to be your hero could only be 10 levels higher than your castle. So if your castle is 40, you could go to level 50. Then with the research, you can get 5 more levels on top. So with a level 40 castle in max out research, you can now hit level 55 for a hero. Since castles will be able to go up to 45, now your heroes will be able to go to level 60. So save up those EXP things because you're going to, as you level up your castle, it's going to take a long time. If I remember correctly, to go from like 39 to 40 was like a 2-week thing. So people, very few people, because I'm sure that there's exceptions, will be level 45 overnight. As far as the new hero, Lunella, we'll cover her as soon as she is released. There's too much to go over. She's not a complex hero, but she has multiple forms, and we'll cover that hero when that comes out. So let me just queue up the next attack. So while I'm talking to you guys, we can do a little bit of Lich Siege. For Siege, I am using the 7 Treants. I'm using 1 pack of Silver Archers just because I don't care if they die at all. Avril and 5 gold Siege just for some extra honor. I'm hitting Lich because you can get decent honor fighting them. So, troops. One of the big things for your PvP formation is you will now not have to place all of your heroes on the battlefield in order to get the total number of hero attributes on for the fight. So in PvP, you and an opponent goes the old way, the way that if you're watching this video the day it came out, the way it works right now is it takes all of your heroes on the battlefield, adds up all of their stats, and then you can win different advantages. That's going to change. Now it's going to be just all of your heroes. Doesn't matter if the hero is deployed or not, their stats get added in, and that affects the PvP thing. My thoughts on this, if people aren't maxed out, it's definitely going to be an advantage for whales because they'll be able to get more stats and place more troops. Once you get to a point where everyone's maxed out and things like that, I think it's just going to add some variety to PvP. For where I'm at in the game, it's actually going to bring life back. It's not just going to be the same formations over and over. 5 Huntresses, Turtle, and Dragon with all your heroes deployed. It's not just going to be 5 packs of Swordsmen with a Turtle and all your heroes deployed with the Dragon, or whatever it looks like for Rock. And things will change a little bit. And I know we're all terrified of change, but this change, once you get to the point where everything is maxed out, it's going to be a very good change. It will offer options for PvP, and options make the game that much more enjoyable. So, just queuing up for this siege. Your dragon will also be able to go to higher levels now. Doesn't say specifically what level your dragon can go up to, but my guess is we'll be able to go to either 55 or 60. I don't know if they're going to come out with things that are beyond blessed for their attributes. There's some achievements that you can get from the temple. So if your whole temple is +4 runes or higher, you can get a jackal +6 or higher. You're spending too much money and you get a unicorn +8 or higher. You get a doom dragon, and yeah, you probably emptied out your 401k for that. In the void, there's going to be 20 new void sages. That is huge. Belrog, the hero, is getting a little bit of work done. His shockwave will reduce the accuracy for enemies hit for 3 seconds. It can stack that debuff. Whenever he attacks, there's a chance that his totem will summon a Wrathful Reverend to lash out at nearby enemies, and hit reduction does not affect massive units. In Primal Fury, the duration is prolonged with the level. I don't think that's going to be anything too game-breaking. I don't. Well, you might still play Spellrog for PvP, depending on who you're fighting, but I don't think it's that huge. So we're going to jump into the troops, and I'm going to put out some predictions. I'm probably going to be completely wrong. People are not going to like what I have to say about the troops, but that's okay. It's just my initial thoughts with it. I am nobody special. So first and foremost, humans, their swordsmen get a 10% HP buff. This is much needed for them. I think that I don't think this buff alone. I think having more troops being able to be on the battlefield will make humans slightly viable. I don't think that they're going to be the best in class troop or race, but I think it's going to make them more viable. This little buff will help them out. I think that the way to go is still spearmen. But if you throw out like 1 pack or even 2 packs of swordsmen with Virion, having that resurrection, that can help you out. So human is one of the races I'm considering. I have a couple cheese type situations that I really want to try out with them. Dwarfs, their mechs are now getting a 10% health increase, much needed for dwarf. They need all the love they can get. And their riflemen, their attack is going to be increased by 30%, and they fixed a bug that had to do with their headshot chance, pretty much lowering it compared to what it used to be. Dwarf, I don't think is going to be viable. I don't think that this is enough, at least for PvP. For the Void, this is an amazing buff for the Void. And Dwarf might be needed, or borrowing snipers will be needed for the Void. That's my guess. Again, I don't look too much at the test server stuff because a lot can change. Not that it may have historically, but things can change, and I don't like to read something and get my mind locked in on it unless it's 100%. So I think that this is very good for Dwarf. I don't think it's enough to make them a viable race, especially for PvP. Their mechs will still die. The reason why Dwarfs are not the best for PvP, in my humble opinion, is their back line just drops so fast. Yeah, sure, the mechs might be really tough to kill and everything else, but as soon as all of your blasters and your snipers die, either from Fenrir's Wolves, or now that magic is that much more powerful, or even the double charge from Jax, the Dwarf backline just, it disappears so fast. Next, we have, and it's important to note that there's no changes to Rockin'. So Rockin', I think, will still be strong. I think it's going to come down to Rockin', a little bit of Sliff, and Lich. So Lich is the next one. We have Sand Singers and Blood, pretty much Scorpions, getting a health increase of 10%. That's a pretty big increase. That for the Scorpions. If you go back to one of my videos where I break down how those percent increases can change, if it affects the base health or if it's the final add-on, there's a very big difference between all those. If it affects the base health, then we could be talking easily like a 20 to 30k increase for the Scorpions, and then from there add on Gan for another 50%. So we're talking like a 40 to 50k increase depending on if you won Stamina or not. For Scorpions, that's huge. The second portion, and the reason why I think if I'm going to switch to anything that's not human, it will be for Scorpions, is their Primal Shield. If you see it on the screen right now, their Primal Shield is the second ability down. It forms a shield that protects the Scorpions for the first 12 seconds of the battle by reducing the damage they take by 50%. In this update, that duration is extended by 3 more seconds. So that's 12% to 15%. That's a 25% increase of duration. Right? Because it's 3 seconds, 12 divided by 4, which would be 1/4, would be 3 seconds. So that's a 25% increase of that duration, a 10% health boost, and then not only does it reduce 50% of damage for a longer period of time, it actually reduces 60% more damage. That's huge. That means those Scorpions will only be taking, the damage they take will only be 40% for 15 seconds of the battle. You could start off, and what I'm thinking of doing is running 5 packs of Dune Lords, 4 or 5 spiders, a turtle, dragon, and I forget how many heroes I picked out. I already made a formation for this. And what I would do is start off with opening move would be Jax, because you want Jax once I get the sage set, followed up by the spider web from Rose, that way all of your spiders shoot faster, followed by a void. Whoops, my thing disappeared. Are we back? No, we are not. I'll have to sub in things. Followed up by a void into heals. By the time that those heals come out, if you gear your characters properly with skill reducing timer items, it's that staff that's at like that 45-degree angle. It will be huge. Hey, I'll be right there.
Oh, well, I'm just coming over. I'm waiting at lumber. I'm over by, like, River House.
Okay, I'll head on down.
Okay.
All right, bye. So Lich, I think, is going to be very strong. Sliff, I think Sliff is getting a big nerf for PvP specifically. I think they'll be fine in the Void. Their Huntresses are getting an increase to attack speed, and no HP benefits, and their evade is going down. So what this means is nobody cares about Huntresses trying to deal damage for Sliff. Huntresses are there to tank, and straight up tank, and that's it. That's their only expectation. Nothing else matters for them. So increasing their damage via an attack increase nobody cares. Sure, it will reduce damage and stuff a little bit, but ultimately they're there to be tanks. Their evasion is getting hit. In my opinion, this is a nerf to Sliff. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of the Sliff whales switch to either back to Rockin' or to Lich. For PvP at least. Other major things: Thunder King Denji will be available for exchange. There's going to be a new thing called a Hero Ultra. Stay in touch with this channel. I'll get you caught up on that. Chakra power will be added to your core. That's going to be evolving around your new troop types. You can change your music levels. You can. I'm actually thrilled about this. You can recall your loaned troops from a loanee when they take them into the void, which won't affect their army. I can't tell you how many times I loan troops people and they don't return them. They get lost fighting the same fight in the void over and over. It's super annoying. I'm glad that they fixed that. The shop batches will have the scrolls, of course. Again, make your money. It will have the scrolls in the tomb to upgrade your troop types. So long story short, my big takeaway from this is there's going to be a lot of fun in the game as people experiment and try new stuff out. I think we'll see the amount of Sliff players drop a little bit. We'll see more people going back to Rockin' because they're comfortable with that. I think Lich might pick up on the amount of players that they have. I don't think they're going to be super strong. I just think that it's really cool that that the Scorps are getting in my opinion, the biggest buff out of all of this. Dwarf, useful for the Void. Snipers will be useful for the Void. I think still not up to PvP. And human, poor humans. I have a couple cheese ideas with them, and what I mean by cheese ideas is kind of cheeky. It's over the top on something. I'll keep you in tune for that. But that's my speculation, guys. Save up your building rush. Hope you have cities that have building queues on them to reduce the building time. Make sure when you queue up your buildings, you're on one of those spots to get that benefit. Make sure you have a dragon out that gives you a 5% reduction in build time. Whatever benefits you can get for your build time, make sure that you take advantage of those. And as soon as the patch comes out, I'll show you guys what it looks like in the game. This is purely speculation. It's going to be fun a few weeks from now, going back, looking back at all of it, and seeing what I was right about and what I was wrong about. With that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're still doing $85 worth of gift cards for giveaways. So go to the latest video talking about a giveaway, and find out how you can get those. First place gets a $50 gift card, second place gets a $25 gift card, third place gets a $10 gift card. That is a lot of gift cards. It is not by chance. You can earn them. There's no chance I don't pick anybody, nothing like that. This is straight up, you have full control over getting these gift cards. So go check that out. With that, this is OGC. Subscribe to the channel, like it. Tune in on Wednesday when we actually see what happened in this in this patch. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend.